To inspire, to uplift, different people share their gifts. A safe space and open door on a journey to explore human beings.
After years of dedicated efforts in mental health, it is time to spark a meaningful discussion. On Saturday, February 1st, 2025, join me and several special guests for the Are You OK Summit. This year's summit features Michelle Primos, Gary Jones, Leanne Douglas Troutman, Anitra Green, Tamara Hudson, and Emmanuel Magruder. Registration is officially open. Seize the opportunity to partake in this transformative experience. With limited space available, be sure to register today. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. And welcome to A Human Being, episode 2, Making It Happen. I am your host, Dwayne Wiggins Jr., along with my co-host, Ana Henderson. And we are so excited to have you here joining us tonight. Thank you all to every single person that's watching us. We do appreciate the love and support for episode 2. Right?
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm so excited to be here. It's just been a phenomenal time, really just spending time with Ana and getting to know her even more with doing the show. So Ana, I just have to ask you, how do you feel about episode 2? Like, how are you ready for the
Yes. I'm ready for episode 2, honey. We have some great things to discuss tonight, making it happen.
Yes.
We want to talk about it. We're going to dig into it. So
yes. Oh, I'm really excited about it because I do have to give a special shout out to all of the people that I've been seeing on social media, all of the people that I'm in contact with that are out there making some things happen.
Yes.
Like, shout out to you, to all of you who are stepping out to like with your own business and all of those kind of things. Whatever you're doing to make it happen, keep making it happen. Keep doing your thing. Stay encouraged.
Yes.
And just continue doing you. Like I'm really excited about that for you. So like just keep doing it, okay?
Yes.
All right. So Ana, how was your weekend?
My weekend. Listen, when anybody asks me how my weekend is, I always tell them it went too fast. That's just the first thing. My weekend went too fast. No, but my weekend was good. Listen, I am a mother of 4. Okay, so I don't go out too much. I'm normally a homebody. But this weekend, I did have the opportunity to celebrate one of my closest girlfriends, Tracy. It was her birthday. Whoop, whoop,
happy birthday, shout out to Tracy.
Yes. But she had like a little game night, like a ladies' game night. So I went there on Friday. That was super fun. Saturday was chill. It was all about the family in the house, cook some dinner. And then Sunday, I was on set for the last day. I have been working on a project with a wonderful, wonderful director by the name of Ebony. And it was bittersweet. We've definitely been filming for about a month and some change. And it was the last day. Sunday was the last day on set. So that was my weekend.
I love that. I can't wait to talk to you more about that because we were staying true to the theme for tonight of making it happen. I will say that you are definitely one that are making some things happen. So I can't wait to dig in deeper to talk.
Yes. I want to know about your weekend, sir. Yeah, come on. Share them details. Let's go because I've been seeing some videos. I seen some locations change.
Listen, what I will say is I absolutely had the most amazing, outstanding, fantastic weekend of life, right?
Yes.
So let me paint the picture. Let me paint the picture, right? So if you know anything about me, if you know me, you know that I am a huge fan of Usher. I mean, huge fan.
He loves Usher.
Listen, and I had the opportunity to see him in Vegas this past weekend. And when I tell you, it was the most phenomenal experience. And I have to give a shout out to my sister, Michelle, that's watching.
You sis?
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to her because I remember some time ago when she purchased a ticket. Like she's a huge fan of Usher as well. But I remember some time back when she was like, "I want to be a blessing to you," and we were talking about it, and she was like, "I'm gonna get these seats for us to go to Usher," and I'm like, "You stop playing with me, stop playing." And she was like, "No, I want to be a blessing." She was like, "I got
Don't
really
threaten
great
me with a
seats."
good time now.
I know, don't threaten me with a good time. Right? Don't threaten me with a good time. So she got the tickets and she got them actually a long time ago. And so, I've been anticipating like the day that like coming up that we were going to spend this time together. And anyone that knows like my sister, my relationship with my sister, we're super close. And so the opportunity to be able to be with her in Las Vegas, like she flew in from San Diego, I went in from Philadelphia. I got there a few hours before her to Vegas. When she got there, it was her first time going to Vegas. So that was an experience for me too. So like just having her there, we got there and we had like the most amazing time. So
how was the weather?
It was freezing cold. Actually, the biggest misconception that people have that Vegas just doesn't get cold. It was freezing. It was actually colder in Vegas than it was in Philadelphia. So it's like I left cold and went to cold, right?
Yeah.
It was freezing. It was freezing cold. So
okay.
Yeah, so we're there. She gets to the hotel. We stayed at Harris. Shout out to Harris. I absolutely love Harris. So we stayed at Harris, right on the strip. And she comes into the lobby she comes like, I'm here. I come down and I see her. And it was almost, I don't know if you remember this movie, but remember in Lion King when Simba and Nyla like reunited and like how happy they were? Like,
yes,
that was totally us, right? That was totally us. And I'm sure people were looking at us in the lobby because I was just so excited to see my sister.
Yes.
And I know she was excited to see me. So, being at this particular age that we are, we thought like we had all these plans of like, oh, we're going to turn up when we get to Vegas. We're going to do all of this stuff.
Oh, y'all was going to be shaking tail feathers, huh?
Yeah, we shook tail feathers right in the room. We did not leave. We did not leave. By the time we figured out like what it was we wanted to do, we both decided like, okay, we are going to stay in the bed or stay in the room and do nothing. I was tired. She was tired. And so what we ended up doing that night on Friday night was that we ordered like a buttload of food. And we sat at the table inside the room and we just laughed and talked and to the point to where it was like, I'm going to bed. And she ended up going to bed as well. So it was just the best moment. And then on Saturday, we got up and then we slept in late. And then, of course, my body was adjusting to the time difference. The 3 hour time
absolutely, because it is a time adjustment over
right. So we woke up later. We decided to go to this crab place. There's a crab claw, and I'm going to say the name wrong, but I want to give a shout out to them because the food was amazing. It was I don't even know the name. I can't even think of the name. I should have wrote it down.
It's all right. They know who they are.
They know who they are. But when I find the name, my sister, if she's watching, I hope she put it in the chat because it was so fantastic, right? The food was so good that I had never had like seasoning like that. Hot and Juicy. What's the name? It was called Hot and Juicy.
Of course, because why not? Why would that not be the name? Hot and Juicy.
The food was so good. Oh my God, it was fantastic. Like the sauce, I just wanted to like get biscuits and crackers and everything to sop it up.
Stop. That became my new thing. Them Hawaiian bread when you eating seafood.
It's like I almost want to like trap. Thank you, put me on. I almost like should have traveled with some Hawaiian bread. I didn't know it was gonna be that great.
It changed your life. I'm telling you.
So it was really good, and we spent time there. And of course, when we left, we was like, okay, we had like all these plans of what we were gonna do, blah blah. We get back to the hotel and we prepare for the show. Now, I'm an Usher fan, so of course, like I'm so excited. I don't know why I felt nervous. I don't know why. Like. I was just so excited. So we get to the show. I was excited. So we get there early. The traffic was horrible. we get there early.
Oh.
And we're sitting there, and I realized that we actually have really great seats. So it made me really appreciate my sister even more, because I'm like, the seats were great. We were like in section C. We were on the back row, like on the edge. So like we had like a perfect view. So like if you were watching my videos on Instagram, like it was a perfect view. Like it was really,
and it
really
was
great.
it
It was really, really great. But we're dancing, and of course, like every song I know, like they had a DJ that was there, and he was jamming. But what I realized is that the DJ was like playing like all this music, and the music was great.
Okay.
But it was all of the West Coast music, and I was like, "Oh, okay, this is cute." And the West Coast people was jamming, but everybody was like jamming. So then he really started to, get to my roots. He started playing music from like the singer from Atlanta. So
Okay.
I was like, "Okay, I can get with the down south." I'm country at heart.
Yes.
So
We know.
right?
I know.
So he's playing the music, and the music is great. People were dressed up. It was like a beautiful atmosphere. Like it was just so great. Just being there, and as we're going through, we're waiting, and people are talking, and people are like hugging each other. People are excited. And we get there, and they do like this countdown. They kept doing like this countdown to let us know when the show was about to start.
Okay.
And when the show finally started,
what happened?
I was like, I don't know what was coming over me, but I was so excited. Like I just could not contain myself. I was thrilled.
Did you lose your voice?
No, I didn't lose my voice. But what happened was like I stood up. The show was like 2 hours and 7 minutes. I stood up the entire time. I did not sit down. I danced the entire time. Oh. I sung every single song that he sung from his very first album to his last album. What Usher is his own self, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usher is definitely his own self, but the vibe of the show totally gave me Michael Jackson. Like just like his vibe and his energy and his dancing. Like, shout out to Michael Jackson, may he rest in peace. But it was one of those things to like, it was just so reminiscent of like that same type of energy. Yes. And it was just like great.
He's a performer.
Yes, absolutely. He is definitely a performer from start to finish. Yes. I felt like there was a show. And then also what I really appreciated about it was the storytelling of it. Like he took us on such a journey from when he first started, from when he like said that he quit the music industry, to like all of the stuff that, he lived a very public life, and a lot of public things happened. And so he actually like took us on this journey. It was like nothing that he left out. Everything that, people may have said about him, he really took you on a journey to say like, hey, this is where I'm at now. And so it was just a phenomenal experience. Like, hands down, it's an experience that I would never, ever forget. Even to the point, like when my sister and I finished, like we were talking and we were just laughing about the show. We got back to the hotel and we just talked and laughed about it. I had a very early flight on Sunday morning. We both left Vegas on Sunday to come back home.
Okay.
But it was such a great experience. However, I wish it was longer. But I really enjoyed myself. But I absolutely want to share clips from this weekend.
Oh, yes.
From the show.
Please share. Come and share, y'all.
I really hope, I'm going to say this because I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but most people, we don't own the rights to this music. However, this music belongs to my favorite singer, performer of all times. But I want to share some snippets of the show.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it too much so that people can see, but I wanted to share like his level of performance, us arriving at the venue, and all of those great things. But take a moment and just watch this video. It's about a 4-minute video, but take a moment and watch this video.
I'm ready. Mm-hmm.
We all wanna be you want somebody to take charge. You know I do it extra large. When I was a kid, I would go to McDonald's. I would never order small. I would get it big. Oh, she got it all. I'm in my in the streets. Oh yeah, I got a real pretty little thing in Vegas for me. I pull up, anticipating good love. Baby, don't you keep me waiting. So I got plans to put my hands in places y'all never see, girl. You know what I mean. It's a ticket to a place that's a party. Oh, there ain't no one to ain't got much. I just girl, give me that. No question, baby. Tell me just just don't waste my time. Pretty nice, ain't a nice, but you gotta be smart about it. So I was with the guys. I'm satisfied, cause I knew you could not sleep. I got something to say, babe. I think that listen, you're too much sugar, so don't worry about 1 or 2 cherries. I never let you go. Oh, you better let go. Oh. You see the time, you will never be best of my love. Now I can see it. Yeah, I'm ready to tell everything that is there between us. Turn the lights up, I can't see my people all the way up top. You in a red shirt, I see you up there. My guy with the orange, you ain't out of my mind.
Wow, 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 wow.
Right?
Wow. Wow.
Right?
Okay.
But the kicker for me was that the way that he interacts with the audience, when he started to come around, and I didn't think that he was going to walk right. Like, we were right on the edge. So when he started to walk around, and so he went to this place where he calls it like the G spot.
Okay, Usher.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's what he was doing, like the cherries and stuff, right? And so when he's like coming around, like I see all the security guys, like I see all the security people,
Right.
And I'm like, why are they like blocking us in? And I'm looking at my sister, I'm like, oh my God.
He coming.
He about to walk around right next to us. Right? So when he was singing the song and he like walked right past us, and it was just a great experience.
I mean, if you could have reached your arm, you could have touched him.
I know. I didn't want security to break my arm, so I said, you know what? I'll just get a little video.
Wow, that's how close you were. That is amazing.
So it was so funny too, because like the people that were on the road with us were like, oh my God, he gonna come right past y'all. Like the security guards were like literally like pushing up against us because they were like from like this tight line that they didn't want us to come past or whatever. But it was such a great experience. And there was so many famous people there. Like there was so many people there. My sister is a huge fan of Eric Bellinger.
Yes.
Oh wait, so Usher was like naming all the people that were there, and there was a
Okay.
lot of people. Jermaine Dupri was there, Eric Bellinger was there,
Ooh.
Ryan Michael Cox, I think I'm saying his name right. He's a famous writer for like Beyonce, Destiny Child, like all of them. He
Okay.
was there. Floyd Mayweather was there. So like all these people were there, but as soon as he said Eric Bellinger, that was the first person. My sister screamed so loud, like everybody. The lady standing next to us was like.
I
But
can see her.
was so
I
funny.
love
That is like her
Eric.
favorite singer of all times. But there were a lot. Jermaine, did I say Jermaine Dupri?
Yes,
Jermaine Dupri.
yes.
There were so many celebrities that were there, like in support of him, and think like Chris Tucker was there, like the night before.
Oh my
There were so many
goodness.
people in Vegas, there to support him, and it was just a cool experience. And I'm just again have to give a special shout out to my sister because she knows how much of a fan I am of Usher's.
You did that, sis. You did
know, and
it.
she knows, like, she's like, you've been doing so much, and I think that you deserve this. So I just want to say, sister, thank you so much for that experience, and I'm so glad that we had a great time. And everybody knows that my sister and I are super close. We've always been close. People even to the point to like, y'all look like twins and all this stuff, but right. But we're super close. So thank you again, sister. And
thank you for making that happen.
That was my weekend.
Yes.
Right. That was my weekend. And it was fantastic.
Wow.
It was fantastic. But I want to get back to the show topic tonight, like talking about, making it happen. And I really want to talk to you because, as I said, when you were starting to explain earlier, you're talking about like some things that the project that you're working on. And for you, what I love about what you've done is that you've taken all of the things that you've wanted to do and you are doing it. You're making it happen. So I want to talk to you about your project. Tell all of our watchers tonight about the project that you're working on, and just tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. So the project that I have been working on for, again, about like the last month or two is called A Song for Nia, and it is a web series that will be premiering, I believe, on YouTube. We still have a lot of editing that has to happen before any premiere dates or anything can be said, but the experience has been nothing short of amazing. I was given the opportunity to come and audition from a close friend, Amina. We went to Freedom Theater together in our high school days growing up, and we've kept in contact. Like, I still talk to a couple people, honestly, that I went to Freedom with, and this is honestly like the second time she has reached out to me. So shout out to Amina, because girl, if it wasn't for you, hooking me up, giving me these opportunities, I just would not be able to grow in my skill and my dreams. But when I went to the audition, Lord have mercy, I was so nervous because I had not auditioned in a while. Just getting back from having a baby. I'm like, oh God, let me do it. I need this. It literally feeds my soul. So I got the script, the lines that I was supposed to read, and I studied them, and I came in and there were like 3 other girls there, and I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know. But, once I got introduced, like, we broke the ice and everybody said who they were reading for. Like, I consider them family almost now. Like, literally, those same 3 girls, like, I have talked to them outside of us being on the set. The whole project has just been so welcoming. Okay. People, the creatives, the other artists and directors, and anyone that has just been on this project has just been so welcoming. It's just been a great experience. And I also had the opportunity to be a PA one of the days. Okay. Just stepping out the comfort zone, doing a little bit more of what I dream to do. Right. Making it happen. And, people see you in a different light in that aspect because they know that you're willing to do any and all to make sure that this project or whatever you're working on is going to succeed. So I am super excited. I cannot wait for everybody to see it. It was almost like 50 people in one scene. Like, this is a real piece of work that's coming out, and it's going to touch a lot of people. It's real life.
So what can you tell us about the character that you play? Like, what can you tell us about anything without giving anything away? Because I know how I'm sensitive about my.
I can't say too much.
Right.
Too much.
So what can you tell us without giving too much away? What can you tell us about the character that you play? And then also like a brief synopsis about the show without giving
Yeah. Let me see what I can scrunch together. So yeah, my character is the little sister, or well, I guess I'm the cousin of the lead. I am the cousin of the lead.
Okay.
But I have a sister and a brother. It's really about family. Like the synopsis of it is about family, being able to return home and just being able to support, or knowing that you're going to be there for the family. Family argues. Families bicker back and forth. They feel like, you didn't support me. You didn't come see me. Why should I do this for you? People being the head of household, being able to make things happen for the family, having a lot of weight on your shoulders. But my character is very emotional. Okay. My goal is to bring everybody to tears and to make you feel what I felt as my character. I will say my character's name is Chanel. So it was a pleasure playing Chanel. But y'all stay tuned, because I'm telling you, it's going to get real deep, real quick, real fast. And like I said, it is a web series. So there's going to be, I believe, 6 episodes.
Nice.
Or so. Yep.
Nice. I love that. And I think that what's so amazing is that you are really walking in the thing that you've been called to do. And I think that these opportunities keep they're going to chase you down, and they're just going to just keep coming for you. So like
I receive it.
Yeah, keep walking into that. We thank you so much to everybody who's watching A Human Being. And just to give you some more context of what Ana's talking about with her show, that's going to be coming out really, really soon. You can go to DwayneOneDrake.com. I'll be more than happy to share the show there so that you can get more information. Please make sure that you visit the website. Shout out to my sister Sophia Christina, who just updated my website. There's more stuff that's coming on there. So we're really excited about that. But also you can continue to find out more information about Ana's project on our show here every Monday at 8 p.m. And then you can also find out by subscribing to A Human Being TV on YouTube, where you can watch us or watch shows that you missed. If you missed the season premiere of of the season 2, please feel free to go back and watch it. We want you to do that. But if you didn't miss it, just subscribe to our YouTube channel, A Human Being TV, on YouTube, so that you can stay updated with the shows and set reminders for when shows will come out. I love that.
So I'm ready to talk about you. Okay.
All right.
I've been doing my thing, but Dwayne, I'm telling you, since we have met, you have not ceased to amaze me. From your dreams to you chasing them, to you reaching them, to you now magnifying them to these different levels. And I'm just so proud of you. So I want you to talk about how you've been making it happen and share with everybody the things that you want. They still get to know us a little bit, but I want you to speak on all the great achievements and the things that you've been doing. I cannot be prouder to call you a friend.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me. I've been really as far as I can remember back, that there's been so many things that I've wanted to work on and achieve. And I've always felt like if I can think it, I can do it. I kind of took pieces of that from Walt Disney. That's a quote that he says, and I'm paraphrasing that quote. But for me, it has always been about being able to think of something and then being able to do it. And I've always been a person that I feel that if it comes to my mind, then it can be done. Like if the thought comes to my mind, it can be done. And a lot of people, they have a thought that comes to their mind and they talk themselves out of it. But for me, I talk myself into it. It's like once the thought comes to my mind of something that I want to achieve, I figure out ways to do it. And I said all that to say that I have really been on this journey, and I feel like the doors have been opening up for me to take on these different speaking engagements.
Yes.
And it's so funny, like how this happened. Like I went from being a person who never really wanted to talk because I felt like I stuttered. I felt like I was too country. I couldn't pronounce certain words correctly. And it was just one of those things to where I was really just embarrassed to speak. Like I didn't think that people would understand. And there's still to this day, like there's still certain words that I don't say correctly. So I find substitutes. I find other ways to say it.
It's fine.
Right, exactly. So it's like, and especially when I get really excited, like I get country. So I always give this disclaimer of like, when I get so excited, like you may not understand exactly what I'm saying, but hopefully you feel my heart.
The country
And so, right. So I've always been a person that would be fearful to speak in front of people, which kind of comes back to me being shy. Like a lot of people don't believe that, but it's just honestly, it's sincerely a thing that I feel naturally shy about certain things. So what will happen is that I would find myself working my way to the back of the room instead of being in the forefront. Now, people may look and say, like, you do this and you do that and you do this, but they don't understand or may not realize what the pep talks that it takes for me to the pep talks to myself that it takes for me to do half of the stuff that I do, So what I found that lately I've been having these invitations to speak certain places and to be able to present. And I've been sharing a lot lately that like I've received multiple speaking engagements to different places to talk about leadership and like after school programming and what I've been able to achieve with that. And I shared today that I recently, like through my website, somebody reached out to me and just offered me an opportunity to speak at another event that's in San Diego.
What? Congratulations! Like what?
Thank you. And as grateful as I am, I think when I was reading the email, and if you go to my story, I shared it.
Okay.
And one of the things that really blew my mind is that in the email or in the message that they sent, one of the things that they said in that email was, I was wondering if you were available, but this is the part that stood out to me.
Okay.
And what your cost would be.
Okay. And why did it stand out to you?
It hit me so hard because I had a dream about this. Like this is something like a lot of times when we're doing certain things in life and we're trying to maneuver through our goals and dreams, a lot of times we are sacrificing our money, we're sacrificing our time. We take little to nothing when people are asking us to do things. We'll go just because we want to go, and sometimes people are they're not willing to subsidize us for our gift, or I don't want to say pay, but willing to accommodate. I'll say that accommodate for the gifting that we're going to bring. And one of the things that for me, as long as I've had a desire to go out and speak around the United States, and that's what's happening. I remember a time to where people wouldn't even allow me to speak, like growing up in church and things like that like people wouldn't allow me to speak. There was always somebody that could articulate it. And then I became a part of a church, and I'm no longer part of that church anymore. But even after I left that church, honestly, my preaching and things of that nature and my motivation was all in that church. So honestly, when I left that church, I never thought, honestly, and that was like 2.5 years ago, I never thought that I would have another opportunity to be able to use my voice in the way that I feel that is my purpose-driven life. Like my purpose on earth is to reach out to people and to share with them. So what I've come to realize and what God has really shared with me is that I was not meant to be confined to four walls inside of a building doing the same thing every Sunday, because I was becoming the pastor of this church. And then when all of this stuff and accusations and all of these things started to come out, and I ended up leaving the church, it's one of those things to where I really feel, and I'm not encouraging anybody to leave the church, so please hear me clearly, but it wasn't until I left the situation that I was in that all of these doors started to open up.
Yes.
And it was like my voice was being able to be heard across the United States to multiple people, to where what's happening is when I go into these conferences, I'm able to take God with me wherever I go. I mean, it's evident, like when I get up and grab a mic and I'm talking about after school and I'm talking about leadership, that people know that there's something different. Like, because what tends to happen is that they normally be like, oh, you must go to church or whatever the case may be. Or even in the audience, the natural reaction when I'm sharing my heart and my passion. And when they say like, amen, right?
Amen.
And I'm like, we're at an educational conference, right?
Amen. Yes.
Right? So it's like, those are the types of responses that I have been receiving. But what I realized that it wasn't until I was able to break away from where I was, what many people can say whatever they wanted to say about the situation, that I was confined or whatever the case may be, or was free, whatever. I don't have anything negative to say about the situation at all. But what I am grateful for is that whatever happened in that situation to take me out of that current state has propelled me to be able to become who I have desired to be. And that's to be able to have a platform to utilize my voice and not be hindered to say and to be able to speak abroad and do whatever. So if I cuss while I'm talking or whatever the case may be, like, there's no hindrance in me being able to be my authentic self, to be able to speak to individuals across. I've spoken to groups as small as 6 to people, large groups as large as 3,000. So that there's a variety of platforms that every time I go and speak somewhere, there's 2 more people that say like, hey, I want you to come to my conference and I want you to do this. And then they're saying things like, but I can only pay you $2,000. I can only pay you $3,000. Now, catch this. What they don't realize, starting out, I would have done it for free, right? because
my foot is in the door. I'm here.
Right? My foot was in the door. But what I've come to realize is that what I've done in this particular place, that there were people across the United States that really saw the value and are paying me to come to speak, and they're listening to what I have to say, because to them, I am the expert.
Yes, you are.
And I think that I'm so grateful for the opportunity. So when I saw the email today, like, my eyes instantly watered up, because it's not a person telling me like, hey, this is what I can give you. We don't have much. We don't have a budget. We don't have this. But to now be in a place where someone is reaching out to me saying, what is your cost? That blessed me in such a way, because this is what I've dreamt of. This is what I've desired to do. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. So it's like doors are opening left and right. I'm so grateful for the speaking opportunities. I'm so grateful for the opportunity just to be able to utilize my voice to talk to people, to encourage them, and to really inspire them across the United States. December, I'll be in San Diego. January, I'll be in Modesto. February, I'm focusing February, I'm focusing on our summit, the Are You Okay Summit. I'm focusing on that. In March, I'll be in Nashville. In April, I'll be in Palm Springs. And who only knows what's to come. But these are all speaking engagements that people have reached out and said like, hey, we want to hear what you have to say, and we're willing to pay you to come and to share your expertise in leadership and programming. And I have never in my life been so grateful for something, because I know it's only by the grace of God that I went from this person that was afraid to speak, that felt like I was too country, that felt like I couldn't articulate the words correctly, to a place where I was in church most of my life, where it's like I had to stay confined to one spot to speak. Now coming out of all of that to this space and place of being able to travel across the United States, to share my heart. And because I love God so much, wherever I go, he goes with me. And I make sure that it's evident and that people can feel it and see it whenever I grab a mic and open my mouth and begin to encourage them about whatever I'm talking about.
You are so amazing. I'm literally getting goosebumps just hearing this, because this is only you said 2 years?
No, I think I had my
church.
Yeah, so it's so funny. So 2 years after I left the church, I had a speaking engagement in Palm Springs. And from that, doors have started opening up. And let me just tell you, let me tell you something. I do this stuff. I did this speaking thing about Are You Okay? And it relates to our summit that's going to be happening. I did this thing, and I don't know if she's still on. Miss Rita, who is like one of my dear friends. She went to the conference with me in Palm Springs, and she's like telling everybody, she's like, go, come see my brother, come see, he's going to speak or whatever. And the more she would tell people, the more nervous I got. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what to say. And so I presented this in Palm Springs. And after we were done, Miss Rita can definitely tell you this, like, even to the point to where it almost turned into like, I'm using my platform and I'm sharing with people. And it was such a powerful move within in the presentation because, and I don't want to give it away because I'm not going to do it at the Are You Okay Summit, but I have other opportunities where I'm presenting this Are You Okay? So if there's people that are watching, I don't want to I don't want to give anything away of what happened.
Get your ticket. Get your ticket.
Right. It was such a powerful move to where people were literally like crying. And we even had a lady that came up to us at the end and asked for prayer. Like, I'm at an educational conference where there's principals and superintendents and teachers and after school workers. And there's people at the end of the conference of my presentation saying, hey, can you please pray for me?
Pray for me. Yes.
And I'm talking about being a leader. And
come on.
So I know that the plan that God has for my life was to expand me. And I know that there's certain situations, and this is just a life lesson that I've learned, that sometimes we stay in places a lot longer than we're intended to stay. Yeah. And when we stay in those places and spaces, we become stifled. And then we feel like we're suffocating, and life begins to just really take a toll on us because we feel like we have to be so loyal to situations that we're not loyal to ourselves. And what about being loyal to yourself? Like, what about making things happen for yourself? We feel that because this person has done this for us, or this person has been there for us, we will stay in a very toxic situation instead of making sure that we relieve ourselves or leave a situation. And then the moment that you leave could be the very door that will open up more doors for you to be able to do the thing that you really, really, really are called to do, the thing that you're really, really, really what your heart desires to do. So a lot of times, I want our listeners to just be mindful of that. If you're in a situation and you feel something that's pulling you to go do the thing that you desire, or if you have a dream or a goal, that dream and goal could definitely not be coming to fruition because you're staying in a situation that's calling you to come out of that instead of going forward to fulfill the thing that you've been called to do, because you feel that you will be unloyal to something that if the person really loves you, or if the situation really cares about you, they will release you and allow you to go and do the thing that you've been called to do. Because the truth of the matter is that a lot of people can see what's inside of you more than what you can really know or see what's inside of yourself. So what tends to happen is that when they see that thing inside of you, they feel like, I need that for me, when you need to release it to the world.
So true.
It's just the truth. So I really want people to be mindful of that. Don't stop staying in situations that's stifling you from following your dreams and goals and the things that God has laid on your heart, or following the things that you desire to do. Because as I said, 9 times out of 10, people can see something inside of you more than you can see in yourself. And sometimes people selfishly feel like they will lose you because you are stepping out to do the thing that you desire to do. But that doesn't have to be the case.
For themselves, all your energy just drained from you. That is just so true. It's so true.
Yeah, so it's like I'm at a place in my life that I'm going to continue to make things happen for myself, for my family, for the ones that are connected to me, because I think it's important that we follow our dreams and our goals to do the things that we desire to do. And sometimes it's okay to be selfish for yourself. Just do what you feel like you need to do.
You have to. Nobody wants to you like you, support you like you. You have to.
I think it's very, very important. And I just think that as we are continuing to go on this journey, and as we continue to make things happen for us, I think that it's important that we really take the time to focus on the things that we want to do. Like just be true to yourself and stop staying in situations that's stifling you. Like just stop it. Yeah.
You don't have to do it. Don't do
Right.
it.
I think what's important, and I thank everybody for like the comments that are coming through. We have some amazing
Yes,
people
I'm
that
trying to
are.
keep up with them. Like I'm so
I know. I'm so grateful for everybody that is just showing us love today. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. We really don't take it for granted that you are here spending time with us tonight. We're here every Monday. We did not have a show scheduled for next Monday. However, we do have a show. We'll talk about that before we end. But I want to take a moment because as you guys are getting to know us more as your host for A Human Being, we want you to be able to get to know us and what we're passionate about and the things that we love. So Ana and I decided to take 5 questions to ask each other, just so that you can get to know us a little bit more. We get to know each other. And also it helps us to like really self-evaluate ourselves to talk about the things that we are passionate about as well. So Ana, I want to start with you. Like, how do you want to, ping pong back and forth, or you want me to ask you all the questions, or how do you want to do it? I think, what do you think?
we could ping pong.
Perfect.
We could ping pong.
All right, great. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. So my first question for you, what childhood memory makes you smile?
Oh, wow. Oh my God, this is going to be deep for me because I feel like my childhood was just so much that I honestly have blocked out a lot. I am,
Okay.
oh, okay. When growing up, my mom put me in Evelyn Graves Christian Academy. That's my alma mater. Like they went
Uh-huh.
from daycare all the way to 12th grade. So I think I left that school for 2 grades and then came back. But there was a young lady named Chantel Lloyd, and her mom and my mom were able to map it out that one parent picks us up and takes us to school and the other parent drops us off. That makes me smile. The
Oh.
days that I would be at Chantel's house, it was a majority of my childhood because this happened for years. Like we went to the
Mhm.
same school for years, and that was just the routine. And she was an only child. I was as well growing up. I really didn't have brothers and sisters growing up. It was just my friends that became family. That's what I knew. That's what I knew growing up. But Chantel was like my person. Like everything that I experienced there.
Okay.
Like, so she had a dog. That was my dog. Oh, Princess, that was my first dog. I loved that dog to death.
Mm-hmm.
A couple years ago, Chantel actually reached out to tell me because that was my baby.
Oh.
But like she had a toy room. She was my first friend that ever had a toy room. So for the kids that know, because you're the only child and y'all got a toy room because y'all. And just like her family, it was a family. Like her aunt was always there, her grandma was there, her mom was there. It makes me smile. We had so much fun. She had a pool. She was my first friend that had a pool in her backyard.
Wow.
I'm going to Chantel's house. I'm definitely going to Chantel's house.
I love that.
But that's one thing that definitely makes me smile.
I love that. I love it. I love the fact that it's even making you smile right now.
Right, it is, because I really have to sit sometimes, like if I'm talking to my friends and they're bringing up like, I don't remember, and I'm like, no, we did that? Seriously? And then if I think about it a little longer, I'm like, oh my God, like memories kind of start flooding back. Like I do remember. Like, I don't know, maybe I've just had too many experiences growing up, moving from city to city or just place to place in Philly with my mom. I don't know, but yeah, that definitely makes me smile. Now I got to message her when we hang up.
Like, shut down.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I love that.
So we're ping ponging.
Okay.
All right. So how do you overcome challenges or conflict?
That is a great question. I think for me, like, so a lot of people don't like conflict, and for me, I don't mind. I don't mind it. I am a person that likes to deal with things head on. I am a communicator, so I love to talk things out. But honestly, one of the things that's super important to me is that whenever I'm thinking about a situation that I have to handle, I really just honestly pray. Because I never want to leave a situation to where I am hurting someone. Like my intentions are to never hurt anyone that is not, and so I'm quick to apologize about that. But what I feel is just like I always want to have the words to say to where I'm not just speaking, you know, reckless to people, because so many times people feel like, oh, it makes me big, bad, and bold, to be able to speak however to people. But for me, when it comes to like conflicts or situations, I honestly just pray and I just really ask God for direction. Like, just tell me how to do this or show me how to do this, because what I've come to realize is that when I've tried to do things on my own, I jack it up. I
Really?
jack it up really bad.
Really?
But when I allow God to really take the
Mhm.
lead for me, that is my higher being. That's my calling. That's who I rely on.
Mhm.
It really just guides me and centers me back to truth. To just say like, okay, I don't have to respond this way. Sometimes I'm quick to respond, but I don't have to respond this way. I want to be thoughtful in my response, and I want to be making sure that I'm not hurting anyone in the process.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But I want to transition to this because we're coming towards the end of the show. And I wanted to
Already?
it is already.
No.
I know it goes so fast. It goes so fast, but I know that I want to talk to you about a testimony that you have that you want to share with us
Yeah.
tonight. But before we do that, I always have to encourage people of ways to really make things happen for themselves. So it is just always wise to me to give you like steps and tools. I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but when I think about things that I've done and how I've been able to achieve some things,
You
like
know,
these are the steps that have helped me. So, of course, I want to share them with our watchers and those who will come back to watch the video. Okay.
yeah.
So, number one, decide what you want. Okay. When you're thinking about the things that you want to make happen, make it very clear about the things that you want, the things that you desire, and please and write it down. I'm very big on writing it down, making sure you see the vision, making sure that you're making it plain so that you can achieve those things. So decide what you want, the thing that you want to make happen. Decide what you want. Number two, know why you want it. Like, do you just want it selfishly? Like, I always talk about this working on my PhD. I don't need it. But selfishly, I want it. I don't even need anybody to call me doctor. I have enough people calling me Dr. Wiggins already. It's just something
Oh my God.
selfishly. So there's no rush to finish. I think like people like encourage me, like, don't stop, don't stop. I'm like, talk to the hand. I can stop whenever I want to. I don't
Yeah.
need this. I got my bachelor's, got my master's, I have a job, I'm
I mean,
traveling, like I'm doing what I want to do. So, but you just when you want to achieve something, just know why you want it. Again, visualize what you want. I visualize things by writing it down so that I can constantly go back and see it written, and then it helps me to start visualizing the thing like in my mind to see. Because again, as I always say, that if I can see it, if the thought comes to my mind, if I can think it, it can happen.
yeah.
The next important thing is to make sure that you take action. Just don't talk about it, be about it. Like if there's things that you want to achieve and things that you want to do, make sure you take the action to do that. Also, get support. Make sure that you get the support that you need. Make sure that you have friends that are there to support you. They may have connections to get you where you want to get, where you want to be or where you desire to be. So make sure you use the connections that you have, get support. And my final thing is be committed. Be committed to the thing that you desire, whatever it may be. If it's to complete that book, if it's to start your own business, if it's to start your own clothing line, if it's you want to buy a house or you want to start a family, you desire to be married, be committed to the thing that you want to see make happen. All right. So Ana, my thought process for you. So this is a tip. Before you define success for yourself, you should make a list of what success looks like to you and your family, and then follow up with actionable steps you can take to achieve that success. So that is what's important. So this transitions into your testimony. I want you to share with the people in the time. We have about 4 minutes.
Yes.
So share your testimony. And if you can't get it all tonight, then we'll come back in the next
No.
episode
I
because
will.
it really ties into our next theme. So go ahead.
Well, as we were talking, when I drive sometimes, I always get a flashback of a car accident that I had about maybe 9 years ago or so. I actually was not the driver, but my girlfriend was driving and I got a ride home with her. And on the way home, we got hit by a Mack truck, head-on collision. And it's just my testimony to still be here and be alive and being able to have a family and doing the things that I want, reaching my goals. Looking back at that now from that moment, because the car was totaled. The car was totaled. We could not get out of the car. Like, I remember people literally trying to cut the airbag because everything imploded. It was a scene. It was a scene. There were so many people that came and gathered around the car, but one day at a time is just my testimony. One day at a time. It took me a while to be able to get back in a car or to be able to drive or to trust people to get me where I need to be. You may not be where you are right now, but just one day at a time. That's all you can do. Keep pushing forward, believe in yourself. I never want to revisit that moment, but like I said, I am beyond grateful to be here. The one thing I wish I had was a picture of the car. I do not have it. I don't know if my old coworker has it, but we were both grateful to walk away with no scratches for the most part. I think she had a neck brace for like a week or so. She may have had a crutch, but I did not have anything wrong with me. Like, I literally was covered by the grace of God. And I think I just had Nora, like literally a couple months old. So yeah,
I remember when that happened. And I'm so grateful that you are here to tell this testimony. Because one of the things that's so important is that if you being here is allowing you to make things happen. And even like that, like being able to survive a near-death situation is a true testament to why we should follow our dreams, because we never know what's going to happen. We never know when life is going to take us out of here or anything. So thank you for being able to share that and be transparent about your feelings. I do appreciate that. Thank you. So as we prepare to end the show tonight, I just want to leave you with this when I'm thinking about making it happen. And I just want to share from my heart. So when I think about life and making things happen, making your dreams a reality starts with believing in yourself. It's very essential to set clear goals and really just break them down in like manageable steps, those steps that I shared with you tonight. Remember, every great achievement begins with the decision to try. And if you don't try, then you don't know if you can do it or not. So my encouragement to you is to surround yourself with supportive individuals who uplift you and inspire you. Don't be afraid to take risks. Failure is often a stepping stone to your success. So embrace the challenges as opportunities for growth and for learning. Stay persistent, even when the journey gets tough. Resilience is key.
Yes.
Celebrate your small victories along the way as they build momentum towards your larger goals. Most importantly, trust the process and remain patient.
Yes.
Because good things take time. You have the power within you to make it happen. Now go out there and shine. That's my encouragement to you tonight. My encouragement to you is to make it happen. Thank you so much for watching A Human Being tonight. On behalf of myself and Ana, we thank you. God bless and have a good night.
Good night.
And thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. We really, really do appreciate each and every one of you.
And join us Monday.
Oh, yes, next Monday, really quick. Next Monday, we have a show. It's our I'm So Thankful show. It wasn't originally scheduled, but it is a show that's going to be coming out next Monday. So join us at 8 o'clock for the I Am So Thankful show. It's our Thanksgiving extravaganza.
Yes.
We may have some food. I don't know, but join us and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.